What a weekend.
Good morning.
Morning for the Monday morning edition, Second Cup of Sunrise pod coming to you live.
Here we
you
are.
watching us live for the next half hour. Rochester First streaming app, 30 minutes. Oh, man. What a heck of a game last night.
Yeah.
We missed it all.
Right.
Apparently, a lot of people did as well. The Bills home opener, the thrilling win 41-40 against the Ravens. We'll get to all that, some stories. And trust us, we are not going to spend every half hour every Monday talking football.
It's tempting, but we will. There's other things to talk about.
Right. We are fans, so we will talk about it as fans.
Thad Brown is the expert.
Yes. And that is why at 9:30 on this app, we have the Bills Kickoff Live, kind of the historic night recap.
Right.
With our sports team, who Thad Brown, Caleb, they were here till 4 o'clock this morning.
Something crazy. Yeah.
I was going back into our lobby, into our kitchen to make some coffee this morning, and I passed by that room. I saw two warm bodies in there, maybe chilly after being out there late last night, working, putting together the content for the morning show.
Yes.
But what a game. Did you see any of it?
Yes, I saw the first drive of the Buffalo Bills, which was great.
The score, right?
Marched right down and scored. Then I was like, I gotta watch. I was like filling the dishwasher right before I go to bed, and then I was like, okay, I'll stick around for the Ravens drive.
Yeah.
And then they got into and it was much longer and much slower.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm going to bed. So that's all I saw.
The Ravens got points on every series they had in the first half.
Yes.
But again, it came down to the end, and what a thriller it was in Orchard Park. So I was reading some stats. Teams that were down by 15 with under 5 to go, close to that 4-minute mark. 4 times now the team had come back and won. This was the first time a team did it in regulation.
That's amazing.
I saw some of the other two that were in overtime. Obviously, Peyton Manning has 2 of those.
Okay, there you go.
And of course, you had Matt Prater, who just joined the team last week. He's the one who comes
Lions guy. He was on a bunch of different teams.
Tyler Bass has issues, and Matt Prater's 41. He kicks the game-winning field goal, the walk-off, which got tipped barely.
Yes.
Almost blocked when you saw that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Derrick Henry had a monster night. The Bills just couldn't stop him.
Right. They really couldn't. There was no run defense at all. He was running all over them. There were so many. I think the Bills' problem is they let too many big plays happen.
Yeah.
It's big play after big play. You got to contain that a lot more. And I love the Joey Bosa soundbite of just being like, this is insane. Like, what just happened?
It was his first time.
First time ever on the Bills. He's like, Josh Allen is magic. And Bosa is a defensive end, right? So he's not even playing with Josh Allen, but he's like, that was different.
We also heard from Josh Allen, who was like, he saw people leaving the stands.
Yes.
So right about the third, fourth quarter, it was about 10:57 when I checked on Twitter when Derrick Henry scored his last touchdown, the last Ravens score, to get them to 40.
Yeah.
And some people called it quits, and they missed just the final season opener at that stadium.
40-25 with 3 minutes 56 seconds left. That's bonkers.
I know, it's wild. And then they do it. Josh Allen got 2 rushing scores late in the game.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman got 1.
4th and 2, touchdown pass. That was also tipped.
Yeah. They marched right on down, and they had some time. I mean, they got some extra yardage to make it a shorter chip shot late with Coleman, and they had some time to wind down, a few more seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
And
but it was a good thing that Coleman got tripped on that one touchdown run, almost touchdown run, because if he hadn't made it all the way in, that would have given the Ravens the ball back to potentially come back and score and win the game. Instead, he gets tripped by Baltimore, and then they can wind the clock down to 0 before the kick.
And neither team it was the last person to score. That's what it was going to be.
That's
what it ended up being. It was just incredible.
Yeah.
Baltimore should have never lost that game. It was like 99% on the analytics with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And Buffalo shouldn't have won, but that's why they play it. We did ask for our What's Up Rock question. I thought this was interesting.
Oh, man.
Did you turn the game off? I thought it was going to be 20%. So our poll done, 130 plus votes. 44% said turned it off.
Almost half.
They missed it. Half of our local viewers, the people who follow us at least on X, said they turned it off.
How about that?
Teresa responded saying, I did turn it off, but heard my son watching from his room cheering, turned it back on, saw the kick to win. Mary says turned it off in the second quarter. A lot of people do that with the primetime games, but it was just wild.
Right.
And what a way to cap off the first Sunday.
Yeah.
And now you've got the Vikings and the Bears tonight. So good luck, guys.
Yeah.
Entertain us. It was wild.
Quick story. I got my buddy Jordan Guerin, former News 8 anchor. We worked together on the weekends. He is a huge Bills fan, season ticket holder for many, many years since he was a kid. He stayed at the game yesterday. And the only reason I know this is because I saw his Instagram story posting of the Matt Prater field goal to win it. And I'm messaging him, oh, you stayed the whole time? He's like, yeah, I had to. And he was like, they strongly considered leaving, but they didn't. And so they watched the entire game. And I was like, craziest game you've ever been to? One word, yes.
Yeah.
And he's been to so many Bills games.
People are thinking about that because it is, it's a calculation.
It is, yes.
Okay, we've never seen a team come from behind to do this.
Yeah.
It looks like Baltimore's going to win a tough one. Maybe Buffalo gets another score. Let's get on the throughway. Let's get out of the lives.
Most of the time, they look at their phone and like, yeah, the Bills did lose.
You would have seen that finish.
Yeah.
Probably by the time you get to the Henrietta exit. And you're just like, oh my gosh, what did I just do?
Yeah. Well,
man.
He said that the ride home, because he lives in Rochester still, was actually fine because half the stadium was gone already.
That many people.
So by the time that he left, a lot of people had cleared out, so it was easier to get home. So for what it's worth, if you leave with the whole crowd, you're still going to run into it. So stick for the game, right?
Just an all-timer. That was awesome.
Oh, man,
I want to
what a
show,
game.
I don't have this loaded up anywhere, so apologies for that because I just got the text for it.
Yeah.
So I didn't see any of it all. I watched a ton of football yesterday and called it quits, went to sleep around 7 o'clock, about the time that your Broncos were winning. That game was going final.
Yep.
And Steph and the girls, they went to my in-laws, and they kept saying all day, when did the Bills play? Because they love seeing them on just the uniforms.
Mason was the same way.
And they're like 8:20. And turns out they did watch, because I got a text early this morning before we went on air from Steph saying, Brooklyn was so sweet watching the game.
Yeah.
They were offering commentary. She's going to be so upset that they lost.
Oh, man.
And I said, they won, all caps, exclamation points.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? My half asleep eye must have just seen the algorithm show when everyone was giving up on the third quarter of just saying Bill's got a ton of problems. So I got this video.
That's so funny.
And this is
let's see it.
The girl sitting there eating
look
in
at
bed.
that.
I'm underneath that pillow beside them.
That's so funny.
They're watching the game. They're talking with each other of just who you're rooting for. And yeah, it's going to be the boys in blue.
Oh,
see, there's
that's
the Bills
cute.
jersey. Apples and bananas.
Munching on some fruit there.
Dad underneath the pillow over there on the side.
Zonked.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's fun.
I love it. Yeah, kids. CJ was struggling to. I mean, she's 2, so she still isn't like really paying attention. Mason is too, but he's also would prefer to just play with cars at this point.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get him a little bit better. But yeah, same thing. When do the Bills play? When do the Bills play? I'm like 8 o'clock. You're not gonna make it.
Next up, they'll have an early one. So it's 1 o'clock at the Jets, who lost Aaron Rodgers yesterday. So that'll close up our football talk. That game we'll see Sunday afternoon, and that will be on here on News 8. And again, Thad, Rachel, Caleb, whoever they've got for the Bills kickoff live, the post-game wrap-up, that's coming your way at 9:30.
And hey, real quick though, I don't do a lot of college football, but the Syracuse game on Saturday
with
was
UConn.
Pretty exciting.
Yes, it
went to overtime.
Went to overtime. They win, and Fran Brown has his guys out running sprints after the game.
Yeah,
which.
It wasn't a great game by Syracuse, but they still won.
Right.
That was exciting.
They did. And that, I just feel like it's for show. I get what he's trying to do. I don't think it works with kids that are get paid a lot of money in college, even being Syracuse, not an SEC school. But they won. So they're 1-1 on the season after they had lost to Tennessee the opening weekend.
I just wanted to mention that because that was actually it was an entertaining game.
It was fun. I was out and about. We did go to the Garlic Fest in Webster over the weekend. And I was getting the push notifications from ESPN about UConn make a comeback. They're going to overtime.
Right.
They go to 2 overtimes, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
And
a lot of scoring.
Syracuse got the win.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
I always joke that up next for Syracuse is 3 games against Colgate. That'll be coming on the schedule.
There you go. That's all we need.
Yeah. Saturday night, I want to talk about this. We did not get to see the blood moon because of where it was. Halfway around the world, everyone got to see it last night. But big full moon heading in Saturday into Sunday. I said, girls, I can see it. Let's step outside. We went to the back patio, looked through all the trees, and the clouds moved, and it was just huge, giant. Looked like a 50-cent piece up in the sky. That
So
big.
bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty neat to see, and we had some of it this morning. It was extremely bright as well. The lunar eclipse is literally for half the Earth, and we're just on the wrong half, so we don't get the nice red, but we still got a really beautiful full moon. And it was with the completely clear skies and that bright moon. It's pretty close to Earth. You could have shadows cast on the ground, and you could see the shadows, at least in my yard this morning. I was looking outside with no lights on. I'm like, it is bright out there because of how bright the moon is. Of course, it's the sun shining on the moon, which is illuminating the ground, and so it was casting shadows. So I mentioned to you, add that light snowpack, and that is it's almost like a twilight out there, how bright it is.
Not to wish it upon us, but you mentioned the snowpack and liking those nights of how bright it can be. I also like when you step out and all the leaves are gone from the trees and it's just like the little stick shadows and the silhouettes you can see through. And that is when it's cold. But we were cold this morning. And one weather note before we take a break, a little bittersweet here, but it happens in this business. Leanne.
Yeah.
Our meteorologist, Leanne Byer, she is coming up. Her contract's up, and she's going to take a job in New Jersey, closer to her family. So she got a couple weeks left. We've had a lot of fun. She's been on this pod a lot.
Yes. Filled in for me. Yeah. It was great to have her part of the team. You know, kind of watched her grow up. Came in here right out of college, pretty much, and so developed her skills here. Obviously, she learned a ton about lake effect and how that worked, and forecasting for it, and the trickery of forecasting for snow. We put her out in the snow on more than one occasion. So, yeah, sad to see her go, but happy that that she's got a new opportunity and kind of staying in TV as well. You know, that's the TV business. You know, we generally sign 2-year contracts with people, and you're always looking for bigger and better opportunities. So
yeah, you just move or you find a place where you're happy.
Yeah,
us.
I know.
Here,
stuck in Rochester.
Yeah, love it. But it is always fun because we've got Kendra, Leah, some of our newer reporters. When you first see them going on air for the first time, I remember Leah. She had planned to do her first live shot for us last week.
Yes,
and she was asking for advice. And I think the first thing I said was, just know you're never going to want to look at this again. Trust me. Like not even like a year or two from now. I mean,
will get better.
6 months. It gets better.
Yeah.
And I remember going back and looking at my original stuff, and it's just even from just a couple years ago, I'm like, what? That was me?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You just got to do it. You got to get out there, and I think the more you get out there, the better you get.
Yeah, that is.
You know.
So we've got some new faces, but again, best to Leanne. We're gonna be right back here in just a little bit more on the Second Cup of Sunrise pod for your Monday, the 8th of September. Quick cameo there by Sean Bowerman.
Yeah, helping us
the
out.
Engineer who's behind all this, working on getting some of our weather graphics up. We'll have that in a little bit. I just remembered.
Yeah.
I got us a story from Saturday. So we had done swim lessons, been at the Y, Webster Garlic Festival, and then Steph had Julie, the youngest, was doing nap time. And with Brooklyn, I was trying to figure out something to do. And just having a hard time as after the first week of school.
Yeah.
And we were talking about riding bikes or going to a playground. Didn't want to do all that. I said, we need to go pick up some stuff from the dry cleaner, and then let's figure out what to do. So we go around, and then I said, do you want to go to the bird store? So on Empire Boulevard, as you're headed north, just past Baytown, the Eastway Wegmans, and Walmart, just off to the right, there's a red building, I think it is, for exotic birds and other animals, which I didn't know.
Okay.
So we get out. We're not in the market for a bird. I say that now.
Right.
And we go walking in, and it's just, there are just enclosures lining the wall. You walk in, everything's, some of them repeating after you. This parrot just goes,
Oh.
hi. Hi.
Yeah, right.
And I was like,
that's wild.
can you say hi, Brooklyn? It just goes, hi,
Yeah,
hi.
just keep saying hi. Wow.
And they were just
Kinda
crazy.
freaky.
Yeah, so it was just like exotic birds. We were just walking around
Wow,
checking them
yeah.
out. And we go to the back of the room, and this is where all the amphibians, different things are.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of ball pythons, which I'm never going to own a snake.
Man.
You ever had a friend who had one? Like tried
Yes.
to get you to. Have you held one? A snake?
Yeah, I was like a kid, and like they brought a big snake to class.
Yeah.
My buddy had like a boa constrictor in college, and we fed it like small critters and things like that.
They just
for
feel too
entertainment.
weird for me. It's like a moving basketball leather, the skin on it.
Oh,
It's just
sure.
weird
It's
feeling.
very strange.
We had a friend
how
in
they feel.
college who had a ferret, which they stink.
Yeah, I had a buddy that with a
And
ferret
they just
too.
all up over the couch, and be
Yeah,
sitting there all over the
yeah,
place.
yeah.
So we went and we looked at the hedgehogs. They had axolotls. They had the snakes.
Wow.
Everything going on. A bunch
This
of
is-
bugs.
Interesting place.
Cool place. And so we're standing there and we go back to look at some more birds. And I'm like, we're just killing time. There were a ton of
Yeah.
people in there walking around. Owner comes up and he goes, do you want to see one? I was like, see what? He's like, a bird, and you can play with it. And I was like, sure, we can do that. Why not? And so he takes us into a room,
Yeah.
and he had a bird. And there's
Look
Brooklyn.
at that.
We just walk in before closing the door. He just puts it on Brooklyn's head.
Yeah.
And she's just
That's
standing
so
there with
funny.
it, just like
she loved it.
Loved it.
That's so
we're
funny.
hanging out and we're just petting the bird, and he's like, "This one's like 6 months old."
Yeah.
And so I just played along with it. You know,
Sure.
be nice to him.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said, "So how much is everything?" And he
Yeah.
tells me, "I'm like, so are these? They're pretty low maintenance." He's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
once you have everything, they're good." I said,
Yeah.
"How long do they live?" He goes, 20 to 25 years.
It's a long time.
I had no idea.
Yeah, some of
I've
those
had-
birds like 60 years.
I've had people that have had birds before that have escaped and flown out.
Oh goodness.
My nephew and niece have one, but I was just thinking, we got in
20
the car.
to 25 years.
I said, we'll think about it, and we left. And when we were driving in the car, Brooklyn was asking about the age, and I said, you're 5.
Yeah.
You're going to be almost my age when this bird is still around.
right.
Like, think about that. That long.
That's great. The movie Rio. Have you seen that one? The
Yes.
Disney movie?
Yes.
That's what comes to mind when
Yeah.
I think of the exotic birds.
They did have some giant parrots or toucans
Yeah.
where like their head was the size of a cantaloupe.
Oh man.
And I think they were just for display. They just
They
kind of helped them
squawk.
take care. Yeah, they were so loud.
Yeah.
But the one that was just going, hi, hi.
Yeah,
and, I
that's
was,
cute.
and she's like, they'll say anything. I was like, yeah, you could literally tell them anything.
And they just talk and talk and talk.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a-
Now you're getting thousands of dollars probably for some of those real exotic birds, right?
I think when I asked him, this wasn't exotic. It was just that green one. I don't know
Yeah.
how exotic. It's like
Sure.
800 for everything, I think, with a bunch of free stuff. And I was like, okay, I had no frame of reference. I've
Yeah.
never been bird shopping. I've adopted cats and dogs,
Yes.
everything else. We've looked at axolotls, which they're not that much. But yeah, and I was just thinking, to have a bird just always in the house of just saying
Right.
things, and yeah. And Brooklyn said, I don't want him to poop everywhere. And I was like, well, that's
it's the poop in the cage.
newspaper in the cage. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's fine. Like the bird is
That's
just
not a big
there.
deal.
Yeah,
I
we're not gonna do
remember
much.
one of our neighbors had a chinchilla.
Oh,
That was a pretty cool pet that they had.
That's cool, yeah.
And it was like a very, a huge cage for the
Yeah.
chinchilla, and it would take like sand baths. They had like a little bucket of sand that the thing would roll in, and it was pretty cool little animal. Chinchilla could like run around and stuff.
it's getting too wild. I'll never do the snake, and I will never forget the smell of that ferret in college.
I bet.
It was
Yeah, my
the
buddy had
weird
2
things.
ferrets. It was like, dude.
They're constantly moving. They squiggle. It's
And look,
they're
some
bad.
people love them. So as you and
know.
I are on the thumbs
know.
down, I gotta say,
know.
the people that do have them really love
They
them.
do. They do.
So for what it's worth, if you do own a ferret, I get it.
Yeah. Did you hear about Elmo's new deal?
Elmo, yes.
And Cookie Monster, everyone.
Yeah.
So, of course, iconic children's show is getting its biggest digital home yet. So, as Sesame Street and YouTube say, beginning in January, hundreds of the full episodes will be online. It'll be the largest digital library of Sesame Street content ever. This past year alone, Sesame Street, the official YouTube channels for the production, racked up more than 5 billion views. This is something you put it on. don't have to have parent guilt about.
Right.
So learning, it's educational. Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's just like the topics are very PC.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you want something as a parent that's not too like in your face, like bright colors and loud music that like initializes fight or fright in your kid. So yeah, no, I think Sesame Street, we have it on a lot at our house, and you know, usually before dinner and things like that. Nice to see that they're expanding their horizons.
Yes, and I believe they're also on Netflix now. That was kind of a recent deal that became. Our girls are familiar with the characters. They for sure know Elmo. Everyone does. But maybe I'll put on some letters and numbers.
Yeah.
Have them guess that.
Right, numbers
And,
of the day, letters of the day is always fun, and the more recent ones do a good job also at being pretty topical.
Yeah.
As well. So you know they talk about football, they talk about random things that are in the news and stuff like that. So
it's not like SNL skits or anything.
yeah,
like that.
no,
Yeah.
not like that. But yeah, no, it's still funny. I mean,
Yeah.
they still have like adult jokes in there, you know, so it's good.
They love it over at the Strong whenever they hang out with that.
Yeah.
So someone or multiple people hit the Powerball jackpot over
Yes.
the weekend. So it was up to 1.7 billion. The winning tickets in Texas and Missouri. So they're splitting the payout. Can you imagine, let's say Saturday night, Sunday morning, you win that ticket and
Yeah.
you're like, you don't have a heart attack or freak out, like, oh my gosh, everything has just changed.
Right.
And then you find out, because what are the odds of someone else also
I know, right?
getting it?
Yeah, how lame.
Yeah. So now you got to have like some reunion
gotta
and meet up with this
split it.
person.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So they're going to split it.
Texas and Nebraska, I think. It was.
Missouri, yeah.
Missouri.
So these people, it's when they pay it out as an annuity, so an annual payment, they do 30 payments for 29 years. So that's more money,
Yeah.
but it's 30 million a year, whatever it may be that you get.
Right.
Or lump sum cash prize pre-tax of 410 million, and that's what everyone does. There were. And this is why the money's not so high, because you do have to pay the schools, the stores, the lottery system, different revenue.
Yeah.
There were more than 9 million tickets that won lesser cash prizes from Saturday.
Right,
That
so
could
it gets
be,
chipped away at the main price.
could be 9 million people who got $2
Yeah,
each. I
right.
believe I
So
saw
it's 18 million.
there was a fast track or speedy track in Ontario that was it $100,000, I think.
Oh, okay.
A little nice.
There you go.
Find that person. Maybe it was my father-in-law and he's not telling me yet.
Yeah, right. Well, we did end up buying a ticket for
Someone out
for the big one.
At Wegmans on the way out.
At Wegmans on the way out. That's exactly what happened. We went Wegmans shopping on Saturday. I'm like, all right, I'll just grab one. I don't think my numbers were even within 5 of the winning. Like we weren't even we didn't even sniff the winning numbers.
I know.
And I'm like, why did I do this?
I know. And whenever I look at it and when I get the numbers, I always look because it's the law of averages that works out. If you pick your own or quick pick, that's how the winners are for any of the games. And I look and I'm just like, these numbers are too close together. Like, it's not going to be a 33 and a 34 drawn or anything like that, or everything single digits. Like, no. But and I'm just like, I'm already ruined right from the start. Right from the start.
So silly.
So we'll be back to revisit this in another 3 or 4 months or so when it rolls over again.
Always happens.
They
always
change the
drives
rules.
up. That's what we do in the news. We talk about the lotto, you know.
People love it. People love it. Yeah.
And we'll never know who the winners are.
That's true. Final weather to get out of here.
Yeah, let's enjoy the sunshine today. Do see clouds popping up here and there. No chance for any rain to speak of for tonight. And then as we get into tomorrow, kind of a similar look there as well. And so we really have a nice week. High pressure just rules the roost all week long. And we'll have a little front that comes in Wednesday. And so you see the drop in temperatures. We'll peak on Wednesday, and then kind of a backdoor cold front comes in. That'll push temperatures down into Thursday, Friday. I do think we see showers probably second half of the weekend, Sunday, Monday-ish there. But even then, really not too bad. So nice week. This is the final week for Red Wings.
Yes, it is.
They're wrapping up. So go to a game if you can. I know our workplace is like, look, we got tickets. Just take some of these tickets and go to a game.
Pick a day, because then you're going to blink and it's like done. And then we got to wait till March 31st for the home opener next year.
You really can't ask for a better stretch.
No.
There have been years in the past where it's like 3 days of rain and we're like, well, we canceled our last games and there's the season. You know, so I'm glad to see that they can finish off with a good stretch.
Call it. It has been so chilly.
Yes.
I've closed some of the windows.
Really?
Not turned on the heat, but I'm like, Boy, I need to. There's a little chill in here.
I think Wednesday we'll probably flick on the AC for a second.
We'll have that for a little bit. That does it for us here on the pod this Monday morning. We will both see you on air midday. News 8 at noon. Got the Bills wrap-up podcast coming your way at 9:30. And then we'll see if they can go out and keep it going against the Jets come Sunday afternoon at 1.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.